If you love American Psycho, then you should probably look out for this one. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today I'm discussing Spree, one of the films that I saw back at Sundance. It's finally coming to drive-ins and VOD, all for you guys to enjoy this week. And again, if you like American Psycho, you guys should definitely check this one out, because this is truly the American Psycho for this next generation of followers. And why do I say followers? Because thirsty for followers, Kurt Kunkel, yes, a rideshare driver who is pretty much the Uber of this world, has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. And that concept alone is what really intrigued me to go see this at Sundance. Plus, when you just see the poster and the picture of Joe Keery in the rideshare app in the driver's seat, it just looks vibrant. And I wanted to see what this film was going to be all about. And going into it not knowing really much anything besides that basic concept, I walked out and just feeling dirty, gross, and as someone who is thriving for followers, which you should hit that like and subscribe button. That way you guys get tons of early movie reviews, tons of geeky content. If you guys just love movies, you guys are going to love this channel. So hit that like and subscribe button. Just like Kurt Kunkel wants followers, I do too, and it really does help me out. And as well, make sure you guys to comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this film? Are you not? Let's discuss it all down there. Nonetheless, Spree is one of those films that I felt weirdly like I understand what Kurt's going through. I kind of weirdly am in those scenarios, I'm asking for followers. I'm doing as much content as I can to get subscriber base and to grow an audience with, like you guys such say. Spree truly delves into that in this next generation, and I think the major pro to this film is Joe Keery's performance. I love him in Stranger Things. I think he's great. I think he's charming. I think he's charismatic. But I think what this film does great is showing off the cringy awkwardness that he can perform in such highlights. Because imagine 8th grade, but mixed with American Psycho. I mean, like, that's truly what you can get inside this film. It mixes all those weird elements of wanting a follower and fan base, wanting those things in the society that we see with so many different people, obsessed with social media, obsessed with certain streaming devices, obsessed with wanting to gain an audience and wanting people to watch them. And Joe Keery is able to dive into Kurt's body, and you're not even, like, you don't even see Steve. Like, you just see this cringy, awkward guy, and he makes it feel so real. You totally forget that you're even watching a movie. You feel like you're watching some dirty live stream that you found on YouTube that probably should be taken down, but it's not, because it's not getting enough followers or enough subscriber base or even enough watch along. It's really gross to see where this kind of goes out, but Joe Keery is great in there. The direction in here from Eugene is absolutely great and adds to that same light. I want to see what this guy does next, because it's all filmed like a live stream on an app that you're watching all inside a rideshare driver. That's where it all takes place at. It feels found footage-ish, and I'm a big fan of found footage. I very much appreciate for that type of light, and I think when I can see a film like that try different avenues, that's when I really much dive in and appreciate it a little bit more. And in a sense, found footage is my guilty pleasure, so maybe this film was more right up my alley because of all those elements centering into it, but really the performance here is what really kept me along and what kept me interested and engaging, because I absolutely despised this character. I despised Kurt. I thought he was a piece of shit, but I was still on board for this film because I wanted to see where this travesty, where this monstrosity, and where this psychopath would go next. We're fascinated with seeing where train wrecks can go, and I think that's what this film shows, and it's horrifying while at the same time entertaining, but also in the same light very impactful for what is going on in our society today. It really never takes time to stop. It never lets you take a breath. It's just constantly going and going through different scenarios, which if we're going into a con, I can definitely say this, that sometimes the film does feel a little bit repetitive when going around in Kurt's life and in his live streams, and it can get a little bit repetitive and the fast pace is still going. You do feel a little bit, okay, I've seen this all before. I know this is how it's going to happen. What's going to change here? Oh, there's a cop. There's this, there's that. There's different elements thrown in, but sometimes it can feel a little bit repetitive, especially as you start to rethink back on the film. I also will say this, I don't think everyone's going to love this film. I think there are very dark elements to this, and this is not going to be for everyone. It's a very dirty feeling movie. You don't leave this film feeling great about yourself. You don't leave this film feeling like the most on top of the world person. You're not supposed to be. Again, I said this feels like the mix of American Psycho and 8th grade, but I can even sprinkle in a little bit of Nightcrawler in there. It is a dark movie that at times maybe tries to be a little bit too comedic in some of the elements. It really will come down to decide what type of humor that you do have. I also do want to give a shout out to Shashir Zamatat, who I thought gave a really charismatic and charming performance as well in here, and really balanced out the different areas of social media, because of course we have Kurt over here who is thriving and really feasting for an audience, and then we have this other girl who is very much already has the following, has the audience, and how that is affecting her life. And I really like the two different tones and the little bit of two different ideas and ideologies that we have on social media and an audience and what our phone can do. And you know, some people will think it preaches a little bit too loud to you, but for me it really worked in all of its rights. Before I give you guys my final thoughts on Spree, make sure to comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this film? Are you not? Have you heard about it? Let's discuss it all down there, as well as hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because hey, I need a follower fan base over here, and if you want to start following me for tons of movie content, well, you're gonna get that right over here, guys. As well as head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early, and of course just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you I wouldn't be able to do this. Spree is a straight dark comedy, and it has Joe Keery pulling his inner American Psycho, and this mashup of Psycho, 8th Grade, and even sometimes GTA, and a little bit of a sprinkle of Nightcrawler. It's insane, and it's executed greatly. I love the message on social media as well, and I think what Eugene does here as a director is very much fast-paced. Sometimes it can get a little bit repetitive, but I think the performances really nailed this film down, and I think the messages, some people will think a little bit too preachy, but I didn't. As someone who's in this space, I get it. I get the two different ideologies. I understand that. We all know different personalities inside this, but I really do think Joe Keery is the big standout in here, and I think this film is going to land either you're going to really like it or you're not going to like it, and I think that really comes down to how much of your humor can be placed, because again, this is a very dark comedic film that sometimes can be taken a little bit too lightly, but I don't think it should. I think it's dirty, I think it's gross, but at the same time, when I left out of the film, I didn't feel good about myself, but I felt like I had been through an experience, something that felt so real and felt like something I was watching in real time. So with all that said, I'm going to give Spree a B+. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Catch you guys soon on more movie reviews. Tons coming out later this week and even the next couple of weeks. And I can't wait to discuss them with all you guys. So of course, until next time, stay classy.